Okay, we're going to continue with our series on ebook marketing and the dilemma that authors face in the new world of publishing. The dilemma is, do I try and push for a publisher, understanding that publishers take on an average of 3 new authors a year, and you have to find your way out of what's called the slush pile, which is the many manuscripts that are on every publishing house's floor. They do not have the resources to find your wonderful book amongst the pile that's there. So many are going the ebook route. So there's a paradigm shift on, because recently Amazon admitted that they sell more ebooks than they are either hardcover or softcover. And there are some things that are driving this paradigm shift. The percentage that the publishers are giving the authors means that an author, if he's on a specialised book, sometimes can sell 200,000 copies. And when it all comes down to the rest of the publicising, the shifting of the stocks from store to store, when it all comes down to their percentage, there's nothing much in it. So there are publishers now who are losing writers that are well established to the ebook world. They won't sign publishing deals anymore because the crossover's being made. More books are being sold as ebooks than published books. And there's more money to be made out of ebooks, even though the price point is quite low, which we'll talk about in a while. Now, HarperCollins uses autonomy to read the slush pile, which is a very good idea. It uses the readers to sift the dross from the gold, and some people have found their way out of obscurity as a writer by that method. I personally can't play the game of scratch your back, you scratch my back, reviewing to get myself far enough up the pile to be recognised. So I've gone a different route. The exponential sales of e-readers has caused a crossover point. Now I want to just shift tack a while and talk a little bit about why readers have fears when it comes to book buying. As with all sales, the buyer doesn't want to buy what the buyer doesn't want. So what he's really afraid of is buying the wrong thing. He just wants to get what he wants, preferably quickly, because we're in a time-driven world. And he doesn't want to pay too much for it now because he's got options. The price point has fallen in the ebook world to $2.99, which freaks a lot of new authors out, thinking I'll spend all these years to make my get my book to the point of publishing, to find out it's not worth very much. Well, you better make quantity work where nothing else will, if you're to make any money as an author. So book buyers don't have time to spend hours and hours, days if you will, in the bookshop trying to find what they want. An e-reader, which is going, and the e-readers, the iPads, the iPhones, all the mechanism for reading these days, is driving a whole new demographic, and they can online, when it's convenient, sort out who they want. What's more, they can buy 15 ebooks for the price of a hardcover book. Working on the principle, surely I can sort one of the 15 out for what I want. Readers are often hunting for an author. They think they're hunting for a book, but they're hunting for an author. I've read everything by A. James Michener. Why? I like the genre of fiction, history, fiction based on fact. But I've read everything he's written, and as the wonderful author has passed away, I have to find myself another author. And many readers are doing this. subconsciously. They're trying to find a new author. And it's easier to do that online than it is to do it in the bookstore. Ebook production is also another factor that's operating here. Back in the old days, if you wanted to write a book, first of all you wrote it longhand. Then you got somebody to typeset it. Then your manuscript went off to the publishers. Then you had to have people who had trades, the expertise of being typesetters, proofreaders, editors to work on the manuscript, everything to get it right, and it was all done out of control of the author at the publishing house, who was really just a middleman. And it cost a lot of money. So it wasn't possible for a person to write their book straight onto a computer, use a spell checking program. Wonderful, aren't they? They are for me, I'm dyslexic. Also, they have grammar checking. Also, they have several fonts, many fonts. Also, they have formatting programs. Also, they have cover making programs. Also, they have until the entire production of a book from start to finish is done in-house at your PC desk. This is producing massive amounts of people to write who would have never written in the past. And this is a problem for ebook authors because they're against huge competition. They've written their beautiful book. It is the beautiful tree, but unfortunately it's in a huge forest of ebooks lying in obscurity. And it is your job as the author to bring the reader to your book. In my last video, I talked about audio sampling as one marketing method to bring readers to your book. If you don't bring readers to your book, you will not be read. It will not be the greatest writers in the future who are read. It'll be the most effective ebook marketers who are read. In the next video, I'm going to talk about how to break out of ebook obscurity. In the meantime, look at my website. I'm using my own platform rather than working with the big ebook platforms. Go to www.allonewordgradedreading.com and you'll see an example of the book Dream Bouncing and how around the landing page within my site where all my books are stored, this particular book uses point of difference marketing. So until I see you in the next video, cheers.